the club as we travel for the first time ever in this save to the new camp over in Barcelona for the return leg in the group. Of course, we pulled off a magical win at Villa Park earlier this year against Barcelona, beating them 3-2, and we'll look to do the double on them when we travel to them tonight. Now, since the last episode, there hasn't been that many games, but ones that I'll probably fill you in a little more detail than I suppose your average ones. So we had 4 games, and as you can see, it's been decent enough, winning 3 and drawing 1 of our 4 games. So we've gone unbeaten since last episode, which means we're on a nice little tidy 6-game unbeaten run in all competitions. We started this off with a 2-1 win at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers in a kind of semi-derby sort of game. It's not really a derby, it's kind of a vague derby. We won 2-1. Roberto Pereira gave us the lead in the 25th minute before, guess who, David Santon conceded a penalty in the 67th minute. As you can see here, I subbed him off immediately. He conceded the penalty. I was like, that's enough of him. And actually, I think for now he's been demoted to the under-21 squad, and I'm looking to get rid of him in January because I just don't want him anymore. If he's going to be that silly, I just don't want him. But luckily enough for us, we got a penalty of ourselves for ourselves in the 79th minute, of which Saibi took. It was a bit like it was a 2-1 win we kind of scratched around for, which really it shouldn't have been the case, as you can see from the stats. 28 shots to 4, 15 shots on target to 2. You know, you should have battered them, but we just didn't. We couldn't find the goals, which meant it was a bit more scrappy than probably what it should have been. Then travelled to St Mary's, which was a really nice 2-1 win we got out of it. Haris Seferovic gave them the lead in the 25th minute, and it went on for a while actually, and I didn't think again that we'd be able to break them down, but Andrew Robertson piped up his first ever goal for the club. Competitive guys, scored a few in pre-season before, but not in a proper fixture. And he scored his first for the club in the 72nd minute, and just a minute later Jack Grealish piped up the back post to score in the 73rd minute and complete the turnaround, and we managed to hold on for the win at St Mary's. Again, as you can see from the stats, it was a deserved win. 24 shots to 13, 9 shots on target to 7, and 61% of the ball. But we're just making things a little more tougher than they probably need to be at the moment in the league. But in the Champions League, we're definitely not doing that, as we smashed the crap out of Dortmund 5-0. Roberto Pereira gave us lead in the 14th minute, Grealish made it 2 in the 27th, Boye made it 3 in the 32nd, Robbie Byrne made it 4-0 just before half time, before Boye scored a penalty after 78 minutes to complete a 5-0 rout at home to like a fairly strong Dortmund team who were just taken to the cleaners. As you can see here, Roberto Pereira though did pick up an injury, which is really disappointing because he's out for 6-7 weeks. It was 2 months at the time. It's another one of these big injuries. You know, he's picked up. This is his 3rd now. You know, he had a torn hamstring at the start of last year, then a damaged Achilles tendon at the start of this year, and then strained knee ligaments. You know, these are pretty tough injuries on him, and he's just going through a bad phase, which is disappointing because he's such a good player. But then lastly after that, we drew 1-1 at home to West Ham, which wasn't good at all, really. West Ham, we should have been beating them. And again, stats would show that we should have beaten them, but we just didn't take our chances really when they came to us, and they kind of ran up the punch. Pretty much only once in the whole game and scored through Liam Brigcutt in the 39th minute, and it was actually only Bonazzoli in the 89th minute that kind of saved our sins and kind of got us a point out of the game. Although, with this being said, we are improving in the league now. 13 games, 19 points, and we sit in 8th. But of course, we're only 2 points away from 4th. But then again, we're still only 5 points above 17th. So we got to be careful, and we got to try and consolidate a little more. As for the Champions League, this game is actually pressureless, because as you can see from the table here, we have qualified. Barcelona and Dortmund will be scrapping around, so Barcelona need to win today and hope. No, if they win today, they're through. Unless Dortmund win like 10-0 or something, which I doubt that's going to happen. But anyway, we're on 11 points, 3 wins, 2 draws in our 5 games, goal difference of +8. Barcelona and Dortmund both on 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats for both of them. And Ajax are on 2 points, just 2 draws and 3 defeats for them. They've been quite respectable in nearly all the games, but they just haven't found a win, which is quite disappointing for them, I suspect. Anyway, so before we get into the match, I'll show you the overall stats. Top goal scorer is now Bonazzoli, is still Bonazzoli even, with 8. Grealish has now got 7, Boye 7, but he's out injured. It's only a minor injury though, 7 to 10 days. Meyer still got 5, Saiby 4, Byrne 4, Pereira 4, and then a fair few on 1. Top of provider is Grealish, Meyer and Byrne, who all have 6. Oh, and Pereira 6 as well, sorry. Boye is 4, Saiby 2, Tillmans 2, Mendes 2. And top average rating, not counting Gutsa, so it's Paro at 7.36, Grealish 7.33, Pereira 7.31, Tillman 7.3, Robertson 7.28 and Saiby 7.27. And lastly Balanta 7.22 and Peruzzi 7.22. It's been actually a decent enough year for Gino Peruzzi. Been much better than David Santon, I'll give him that. Yeah, solid stuff from the right back. He's kind of got himself back in the team. Federico Bravo, I answered his call for more first team football. He won't start today, I don't think, because we're giving a bit of a run out to a few other guys. But he's been playing reasonably well in the last few games. As you can see there, 7.3 in his last 5. That 8.3 I think was the time that he scored that thunderbolt against Ajax in the last episode, which was really out of the blue, but nonetheless he's been playing quite well in that midfielder spot, kind of taking over from Tom Cleverley, although I think Cleverley's going to get a run out today. So it's Horn and Nets, a back four, Robertson, Balanta, Para and Peruzzi, Cleverley and Tielemans in the middle, Grealish, Meyer, Saiby and Bonazzoli up front. And what we're actually going to do is bring in Robbie Byrne for Saiby, so Saiby can get a bit of a rest. As this game, as we know, is pretty unimportant actually. Like, you know, it'd be an extra bonus as they're missing Messi. Oh no, Messi's on the bench. See, how old is Messi though? Like, he's 33. He's still got it though. Wouldn't be starting him on the bench, I have to say. But and Luis Suarez is out injured for them. But like, I'm not expecting much today. Any kind of point or even 3 is really a bonus for us. It's like it's not a rotated team, but well, not a fully rotated team. There's a few guys that wouldn't usually start, like Tielemans, even Cleverley these days, because he's getting on. I told you I'd be using him though in big games. This is Neymar. It's got block by Balanta. Meyer now, but the highlight ends. In the big games, and these sort of are big games, like where you need a bit of experience in the middle of the park. Like if I'm going to start Tielemans, I do need an experienced head beside him, and Cleverley does fit that bill, I suppose. Here's Vitinho. Oh no, Timo Horn. Unfortunately for Timo Horn, this does seem to be becoming a little bit of a consistency where he's getting beaten at his near post far too much. And actually overall, since the updates come out, there's a lot of keepers that kind of get beaten at the front post, which is like, it's poor keeping. Like, it's as Maximilian Meyer gives us the equaliser almost immediately. It's a bit scrappy, but it ends up coming for us. I think it's Bonazzoli who misses the initial chance. Ter Stegen saves well. Bonazzoli gets the ball back to Meyer, who manages to slot it home. But like in real life, you know, if a keeper gets beaten at his front post, it's a sign of kind of very poor keeping, poor positioning. And it's kind of the same here. It's usually such a soft goal to concede. Especially that one there. Like, he was on a good run, to be fair to him, but he should be able to kind of just sniff out that that goal by just staying big at his front post. You know, if he crosses it to somebody who's coming in, you know, and there's not much you can do about it, well, that's a different kind of kettle of fish. But don't get beaten. But anyway, since the 2 goals, not much has happened. But here's Vitinho. Oh, and it's, I think, been deflected wide. There's a clear-cut chance, though, because Timo Horn this time rise as well. Good stuff. Like, on the whole, he's been quite good, Horn. Just a few times he's been beaten quite easily at his front post, which is disappointing. But anyway, apart from that, we have been quite solid today. You know, we've had to play on the counter as expected, as Grealish has the ball now. Balanta. Robbie Byrne, it's a good save. Robertson, though, he's still got the ball. Meyer, cleverly. Bonazzoli hits the woodwork. What a chance to make it 2-1, and he's missed it. Oh no. Such a shame for Bonazzoli. A real shame. And Lionel Messi, it's 2-1. Would you believe it? Of all people, it's Lionel Messi. Samper finds Messi, and I think it's Cleverly who's dozing. Doesn't pick him up. That's 2-1. Grealish now. Oh, gets dispossessed far too easily. They might hit us on the counter attack again here. Vitinho, Rafinha, Saul, Samper. Good save by Horn. And now we need to get this ball far up. Trying to find Grealish. Can't find him though. Grealish isn't big enough for that. Here's Neymar. Penalty. Parra's brought him down. Oh, that was a cheap penalty. Though Neymar has taken it rather than Messi, which I find quite hard to believe. But 3-1 nonetheless. No matter who took the penalty, it was going to end up in the back of the net. I don't think that was really Parra's fault. There didn't seem to be too much in it from where I was looking at it. Here's Tillmans. Again, losing the ball just far too easily today. Like, we've had our chances, but we haven't kept the ball well enough for our own standards. You know, we're like back over in England, we're a possession-based team, and that's where we kind of create our dominance, I suppose. And today we've only picked up 45% of the ball. Now, away at the new camp is probably the toughest place to go and kind of contain and retain possession, but we haven't really done a very good job at it. And they've kind of been able to cut us open on a fair few occasions. Parra hasn't had a great game, so bring on Akore, bring on Lucas Mendes, cause nothing to lose, I suppose. 3-1 down with 15 minutes to go. It doesn't really mean anything. It'll mean Barcelona will be joining us in the Champions League knockout rounds and not Dortmund, unless Dortmund are winning 7-0 or something. It's one of these games where you're actually, I've been constantly not putting it on attacking or anything, because I feel they could absolutely rip us to shreds if we did that, and they might do it nonetheless. Statistically, I think that was a shot. It's a shocker. You know, here's Robertson, finds Cleverly. Tillmans, Meyer, inside the Bonazzoli, Jackie Grealish. That's going to be offside. Oh, that's such a shame. Because I think... Oh no, he didn't score in the Ajax away game, so I scrapped that. But he scored 4 goals in the group stages. This competition, that would have made it 5. That would have been sweet, but it was offside, I think. And we have lost this game 3-1. It's, you know, you're looking back on it, and even though it kind of ends our 6-game unbeaten run in all competitions, like, it really was a like, it was pretty much a non-starter from the start, to be honest. Like, it in the end makes the group look a little more even than it actually was. Like, we were in control of the group for a large majority. We finished our group toppers with 11. Both Barca and Dortmund finished with 10. Of course, Barca advancing through better goal difference. So we won't win any money for that, will we? No. Anyway, Meyer did play well, which is good to see. Now, I'm going to go back to a 2-1 update because there's not going to be a Champions League game for a while. Like, the Champions League games will slot in around here again. I might give you like a second leg or something, but for now, actually, the next live commentary will be the away to Man U at the start of February, which should be a cracking game. Hopefully we can string together a few decent performances so we can get back up really into the top 5, I suppose, over Christmas. You know, Christmas is a really it's a tricky time, but it's a time where if you get it right, there's no better time really. And in between then and now, we do have Wigan away, City at home, Everton away, QPR at home, Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, FA Cup, Forest at home, Spurs away, Hull at home, Charlton away, and Sheffield United at home. So there's winnable games in there, but then there's some tricky games such as City, Everton, Arsenal, and Spurs. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. I'll see you guys later.